Hey everybody, it is Dungeon Master Mark again. I just want to do another real quick response video. Last couple days I've had a couple people ask me, previously it was how do I do like spider webbing terrain in videos. Another thing someone asked me was there a way I thought they could speed up their particular spellcaster in the group. They have a character who does lots of spell buffs, and instead of everyone constantly flipping through like the player's handbook and Pathfinder to find out the stats for particular buffs, how they could speed that up a little bit, because he said he thinks it kind of slows down the game, which I think is perfectly valid. In old school D&D, obviously, you didn't have quite as many buffs. I don't think, especially Pathfinder 3.5 and even 4.0. There are a lot more buffs, especially if you have a caster who specializes in that. Which, first of all, I got to tell you, if you have a player who specializes in buffing the other players, that is an awesome player. Because it's hard to find a player who wants to specialize in making sure everyone else is awesome. So kudos to that player. The biggest thing I do in myself personally, I play a caster in the Pathfinder Society, the organized Pathfinder games, and I purchased one of the Pathfinder Buff Decks, which I got to tell you, these I believe retail for anywhere from between about $10 to $12. These things are absolutely awesome. It's 54 full color cards, which like I said, is just a simple box. Here's the actual cards themselves, which they all have the same markings on the front of the cards, right? So let's just go over the back real quick. Let's see if I can show you that here. See, the card itself actually has a couple things. Over here you have, if you get like a melee attack bonus, a range bonus, whatever type of armor bonus you get. Like if you get a bonus to like a fort, reflex, or will, and this right here just tells a little bit. Now these are color-coded, which is really, really nice. So you have red, which is non-magic buffs. So you have like Mutagen, Banner, Lion's Call for like Cavaliers, Ward, Rage, Barbarian Rage, Greater Rage, Mighty Rage, Resistant Touch, Aura Protection, things of that nature. So for like the Aura Protection, it even goes into detail. So +1 deflection to AC, resistance 5 against all energy, and +1 bonus to AC for every 4 caster levels. So it goes over everything in detail. It also does show you the duration. It also shows you what page and what book. So for instance, this you find on page 46 of the player's handbook. So for like the mutagen, it actually even shows you 10 minutes per level and page 28 in the advanced player's guide. So these really come in handy, especially if you have a newer player who's not exactly sure how something works. If you do have these handy, you can actually just set these right next to his character. That way he knows exactly what his character is doing. So very, very handy. The next thing you have, the next color codes are the green, which these are going to be combat bonuses. So you have charge, you have fight defensively, total defense, which, like I said, you have your main 3 for those. These definitely come in handy, especially if you have newer players or people who you're transitioning from like the Pathfinder beginner box set to like a standard 3.75 or like the regular Pathfinder game or like the core rules. Very, very handy. These 3 cards you will use a lot, especially if you have lots of fighter types. And then you have the meat and potatoes, which is what you're going to be looking for. These are the actual spell cards. So now, you don't have a different color code between like the divine spells and the arcane, because a lot of spells do cross over, like bull strength and some of those. Like I said, you have aid, bark skin, bear's endurance, bull strength, which obviously those could be either one. Like I said, those again have the player's handbook number, or like the page number, and then also the duration, which comes in handy. Other simple things, you have basic spells, Enlarge Person, Fox's Cunning. Now one thing I do like to do, like if someone is using Enlarge Person, if their character's enlarged, sometimes if it's a newer character, like maybe I'll use like a base or like a piece of paper, and have their character on it, which normally I have a 2-inch by 2-inch piece of paper, and I'll actually like set their character on it, so that way we know how big the grid are. Now if you look at the grid here, this does take up pretty close. So if you wanted to, you could technically put the player's character on the actual card itself. But like I said, that's a little extreme. You may just want to put that in front of the character, or set it on the table so that so they can count down the 1 minute per level. I have seen people use little counters, like the little like gemstone things you can use for like Magic the Gathering, or I've seen someone put, like for this is like 1 minute per level. I've seen where someone has like a D20, and then they just every minute or in the game over, they flip it down one ping until it's completely done. But yeah, everything else, you have your heroism, your magic fang, magic vestments, all of your good stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, 54 cards, definitely a good investment, especially if you have a party where you have maybe several casters. Maybe you have like a wizard, a cleric, a barbarian who does lots of charging and stuff like that, and you just want to keep all that kind of stuff straight. Now, if you do use some optional rules, one good thing, these do come with some blank cards. So you do have 5 of the blank cards, which actually I think it comes with 6. I think I actually have one somewhere else for something. But yeah, so like I said, completely blank. So all you need is a black Sharpie, and you can fill out if you have if they have a special feat that you want to add, if you have like your own house rule for some type of particular spell or something general. Like I said, you do have up to 5 of those, which last time I checked, I believe you can also purchase more of those online as well. So, but yeah, that is the Pathfinder Game Mastery Buff Deck. Like I said, $11, definitely a good deal, especially if you want to speed up your game and make it a lot easier on your gamers. Thanks for watching, guys, and you guys have a good game. Bye-bye.